right, yo, welcome back to my channel. Jazz drummer here, usually doing reaction videos. Today what we're going to be checking out is the genius of Sleep Tokens drummer 2. Mysterious 2. Where are you from? Nobody knows. But I came across this drummer a little while back just by happenstance. I actually avoided it for a long time. Some people had recommended, check out Sleep Tokens drummer 2. He's freaking amazing. You got to see this guy play. I saw the mask and I was just like, you know, cool, I guess, whatever. Yeah, another drummer with a mask on. I'm going to have to pretend to like this guy or just get through this video. I watched the summoning and it blew my mind. So yeah, check out those 2 videos. I did a full reaction to the Drumeo interview that they did where he played a ton. And I also reacted to the summoning. Just friggin' blew my mind and I became a fan for life. So here I am today breaking it down for you. If you guys like what I'm doing here today, please use the subscribe button as a worship button. Worship all day long on that subscribe button. Hit a like, and then do me a real solid. I recorded Bleed, and it was part of a challenge that I had done when I first started this channel. I did a reaction to Bleed by Meshuggah. Then I said if the video gets 3,000 likes, I would learn how to play it. That was a long time ago. Finally, I've done it, and I've recorded it. So please, if you like anything that I'm doing, just check that out. That would mean the world to me. Thank you. Let's get into this. So what we're going to be looking at today are 5 things. We're going to look at his sound, so his drum kit and everything that goes into his sound. We're going to look at movement, fills, and time feel. And we're also going to put these all into one category. So we're going to call it MFT. This is the mother effin' 2 section, but also the movement, fills, and time feel section. And then we're also going to be looking at finally kind of as a wrap up, what makes him unique. And you might see me glance down here. I've made a plethora of notes for this video. So please stay tuned. It's going to be thorough. And I really hope you enjoy it. Thanks for stopping by. Love you all. Okay, for this section, I've got 2 listening clips for us to check out. But first, let me go over a couple of things. I'll try and make this brief. But one of the most important elements of 2, in my opinion, is his sound, the sound that he creates on the kit. So this comes from his MFT, his movement, time feel, and fills. But it also comes from the choices he's made with his drum kit and his cymbals. So 2 plays DW drums, but he plays a really unique combination of woods. He plays on his kick and his first tom, maple and mahogany. Please don't mind the sound down below. Bands all over the place. You know what I mean? We love them. We also hate them sometimes when they're this loud, but we're going to get through this together. So his kit, unique sounds come from the wood that he plays with. So he uses maple and mahogany on the first tom and the kick drum. So maple is known for its attack and its balance, and mahogany is known for its warmth and low end. So that's great for the kick drum. We get that low end of the mahogany, and then we get the attack of the maple still. Then the high tom gets the control of the mahogany, the warmth. So the high tom doesn't become too brittle and like piercing. Cool. His next 2 toms, we've got maple and mahogany and cherry. Cherry is a really strange wood, doesn't get used very often in kits. And what cherry does is it increases projection. So we've got the attack and we've got the attack and the balance of the maple. And then we've also got the projection of the cherry combined together to make his mid tom and his low tom just sound amazing. On those drums, he uses P4 Remo heads, which I've used before. Very powerful heads, super unique head combination. On the bottom, he uses Emperor suede heads. Super strange bottom head to use. The only other drummer I've known that's used some sort of a coated head on the bottom of their drums is Benny Greb. He uses coated, I think, I can't remember what style of heads he uses, but I think he uses ambassadors on the bottom. So, and that's Remo ambassadors. So yeah, very, very unique. The other thing that we got to talk about is his cymbal choice. So he uses Istanbul Agop cymbals, and these are almost primarily jazz cymbals. So a lot of jazz drummers use these, but the cool thing that he's done is he's taken their dry line and he's almost made that his unique sound. So his voice on the kit is this beautiful DW maple, mahogany, and cherry combination with the unique head combination. And then one of the only people I've seen use the Exist, Agop, Istanbul dry cymbals as their main source of cymbal sound. So if we're wondering why this guy sounds like no one else, it's because he's thought very hard and long about what he's going to do on the drums as far as creating a unique sound, what he's going to use to create that sound. Last thing we want to talk about, and I don't want this to get too long and too nerdy, but I'm such a nerd with this shit, so please stick with me. He uses a DW solid, super solid edge snare. These go for, here's one right here. They go for like 1,500 Canadian. So that's like what? Like it's like $100 American or something. Is the exchange rate. But what's crazy about these drums is they're crafted from a solid piece of wood, and it's this new technology that was only used to make wood for art. It's this special machine that they went and learned how to use. Once you get the wood out, you can bend it by hand. I watched a video. It's a really insane process of making wood. So that's that. That's why his snare drum sound is so amazing. That coupled with he uses a what is it, a P7? Yeah, a P77 head, which I have on my Acrolite snare back here because of him. And I can tell you right away, simply by adding the P77 head to your snare drum, you're going to find instantly more attack from that snare drum. Now, if you've got a super solid edge snare by DW, you're going to find an insane amount of attack, an insane amount of precision, crack, shotgun blast, just insane. So consider getting one of those, but also maybe let's all save up and get one of these super solid edge snares. But yeah, all right, nerdy section over. Let's listen to what these drums sound like live together, okay? So the first clip is just from the beginning. Here we go.
I am Sid, and this is an offering from drumming.
Listen to that snare. The precision of the kick. The warmth of those toms. And then the unique sound of those Istanbul cymbals sitting on top. Whew. The standout element is the snare, right? The cymbal choices. All right, the final clip we're going to see is what his drums sound like without anything else around. It's a great example of how amazing his kit sounds and how amazing it's mixed. Oh my God. So now let's get into the MFT section. That's the movement, fills, and time feel section. These three things are included in the section that comes up, the wrap up, the uniqueness section. These three things are key contributors with his sound to what makes him so unique. But let's get right into these. Our first clip is from the song Vor, and what we're going to be looking at is the ending section. We've got 7 unique fills that I'm sure are fully improvised. And then we've got and then those 7 unique fills come in a 2-bar loop. So it's a 2-bar loop where the last 2 beats or the last 1 beat is a fill. So what we're looking for in here is his movement, his molar technique. Let me not hit the mic. His molar technique is, if you don't know molar is a whipping motion that you can get more than 1 stroke out of. You can use up and down movements to play the drums and create more efficient movement, so you can create more speed with less movement. So if you're just playing all the strokes, that's not very efficient. But if you're getting up strokes and down strokes, super efficient. And he uses that technique unbelievably. Also, what we're going to watch for is his time feel. This whole section is laid back. And then, yeah, his fills in this section are unbelievably tasty. So let's watch this together. And I'll count for you some of this so you can see the 2-bar loop. So we've got a triplet fill in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. That was a fill, 1 beat fill. 2, 3, 4. 2 beat fill. 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4. 2 beat fill. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 beat fill. 16th note triplets, I think. 2, 3, 4. That was actually a half a beat fill. 2, 3, 4. Triplets, 2 beat fill. 3, 4. And then he just finishes off. Another great example of how good his drums sound again without any of the music playing. So yeah, his movement throughout, his time feel, the laid back, but then the position of those fills, super, super unique. MFT coming at you in all different angles, kind of hard to analyze. All right, so the next example we're going to check out is from the song Chokehold. So in this, we've got a little bit of electronics up front. Then we've got a 4-bar loop. And at the end of the first 2 bars, we're going to get this pattern right here. Very common pattern. So this is 1 E and 1 E and 1 E and Then after that 2 bars, so it's a 4-bar loop. First 2 bars leads us into that 1 E and then the next 2 bars leads us into an emphasis on 1 and 2. Very, very cool way of organizing. So this is organization, but it's his time feel that he plays through this as well. So then also what we go into is a super cool triplet feel groove. And in this, we've got lots of really cool fills and movement. So let's watch this together. That's that 1 E and then emphasis on 1 and 2. 1, 2. 1 E and Oh man, halftime feel groove, laid back. I think this time he plays 1 E and Yeah, 1 E and 1, 2. 1 E and Yeah, sick. All right, so we're going to stick with this. We're going to watch, it's about a 2-minute clip. So triplet groove now. The sound he pulls out of that snare. Don't get it twisted. The snare sounds amazing, but a big portion of why it sounds amazing is the player. Movement. Oh. Dude. Back in. Ooh. Splashes. Beautiful. Yeah, his phrasing is insane too, but we'll get that in the next section, the uniqueness section. All right, finally, let's take a look at a song called Like That. So Tu has said this is some of his best drum beat making that he's ever done. So I had to include it. So we start with a cross stick groove with lots of tasty hi-hat stuff. Then we go into this tom groove, that's so unbelievably unique. So what's unique about it is he doesn't have a lead voice going. So what the lead voice not going does is it creates, at least for me, some tension. Like I'm constantly recalibrating. Do I know exactly where the time is? I feel the time, but it's more being suggested. Then halfway through, really common thing that drummers will do, he introduces the lead voice. So the time feel, the quarter note with the left foot. And what this does is then, at least for me, pulls me in and makes me go like, yeah, that's where I knew it was. And I knew the groove was that solid. So let's watch all that together. I hope it makes sense, but let's check it out. Here we go. Ooh. That little fill into the cross stick. Plays a paradiddle coming up here soon. Paradiddle. That's a paradiddle if you didn't know. Right, left, right, right, left, right, left, left. All right, going into the tom groove now. Build tension. Right. Hiding beats. Disguising the time. Adds the hi-hat. Now you know where the hi-hat is. I don't know for you, but for me, I get a shot of adrenaline. So good. Okay. Cool. Sick. We could watch more, but I'm trying to make this video as brief as possible. So, yeah. Let's move on. So that was the MFT section, the mother effing 2 section, or the movement, time feel, and fill section. Movement, fill, and time feel section. So yeah, cool. Let's move into the uniqueness section and let's wrap this thing up. All right. Thanks for sticking around to the end. So here we are at the final section, the uniqueness section. So everything that we've been talking about up until this point is part of what makes 2 so unique. His time feel, his movement, his cymbal choice, the way he phrases around the drum kit, his kit itself, the toms, everything that we talked about up until now is what makes this man so unique. But there's a couple of other elements that a lot of drummers in these styles of music don't use. So one thing that I love about him, on top of his insane and beautiful cymbal choice, is a unique cymbal choice, is how he phrases those cymbals inside of the songs that he's played. So I don't know if you guys have watched this at all or seen it or are aware of it, but he plays grooves and then he'll phrase on the other cymbal and it'll go along with the vocals. He talks about this in the Drumeo video a lot. That's how he constructs drum parts, usually based off of groove, but then off of what the vocalist is saying and how he's saying it. And anything that needs emphasis, he will add to that. The other thing that I find so unbelievably unique about him is he improvises a ton. You can tell, at least I can tell, being a jazz drummer and improvising almost all the time, I noticed that like he's just so free and in the moment. That's what improvising gives you. And that's why I could never be one of these strict metal guys who just plays the part every single night like a machine. Not knocking it, but I just couldn't do it. I need to be free to improvise. So these are the things that I believe makes him super unique, all the things that we've talked about before. But down in the comments, please feel free to leave some things that you think are unique about him and things that I would have missed. And I just would love to hear some of you guys talk about that down below. So if you like what I've done here, I've never done anything like this before. It's the first time doing it. So thank you for watching with me. And thank you for all your support. Please sub, leave a like, and then if you're into this, please go check out me playing Bleed. That would be like a donation to me. So I worked really hard on it and I'm hoping to get a bunch of views and maybe some subs. So love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Let's close with something super unique that 2 does, and that's using electronic elements in his playing. So let's close with him playing a beautiful part of a song that I don't know if anybody's even here anymore, so maybe I can admit this, cried quite a bit too. So I actually can't even remember the name of the song. What's the name of the song again? Dark Signs. Yeah, that's right. Whole electronic part in Dark Signs. Love this song. Try not to get emotional right now.
Most days you reach for safety.
Yeah. Lots of people use one of those trigger pads, but very rarely do I see someone use the foot pedal. I love it. You can create full beats.
Alarm bells in your eyes, and I miss the man I was, the moment we left.
You can see that right hand just keeping time on his leg. Lots of drummers will do that. I call it ghosting. Ghost a little bit on your leg just to keep the time.
Every time I wake up, and if you saw the marks on my dashboard, the new scars that I didn't ask for.
Sick pedal technique too with that electric kick pedal. I've used one of those. It's kind of tricky to get those doubles. Yeah. Well, thanks again for tuning in. We'll just let this get to the break and we'll fade it out. Love you all.